Hi, Cookbook friends. This is Carrie with Cookbook Divas, and I have my co-host Katie with me today. And we are ready to talk about Easter and brunch and spring cookbooks.
Yum! Today on our minisode, we're going to be talking mostly about brunch cookbooks, as Carrie mentioned before. In my family, we tend to celebrate Easter by having a delicious brunch and enjoying the sunshine afterwards. So that's kind of my family tradition. What do you guys do on Easter?
Well, before coronavirus, I would have a whole bunch of nephews over and do the traditional Easter egg hunt in the yard, and dang if they didn't still enjoy doing it when they were 15 and 16. And they expected me to kind of upgrade and not have so much candy and maybe have some lottery tickets and some dollars in there. But those guys were picky eaters, and I'm vegetarian, so I've never really thrown a big Easter brunch with like ham and just no. I will definitely have a mimosa, though.
Yes, definitely.
So which Easter and brunch-related cookbook would you like to promote first?
So I'm going to promote first the Taste of Home Brunch Classics. So this cookbook I've talked about before on a previous podcast on a really lengthy March one, but it has a whole host of recipes to choose from, which I really love because sometimes I can't figure out exactly what I want for brunch. So some of the chapters include Bites and Bubbly, the important part, Sunshine Bright Fruits, Incredible Eggs, Pour on the Syrup, Quick and Easy, Make Ahead Classic. So, I love Eggs Benedict, but sometimes, like if it's a big gathering, I'm not going to make a bunch of people Eggs Benedicts. I would love to try, but
there's no way. Yeah.
Right. So so having a whole array of recipes to actually choose from is really helpful. Also, it's very picture oriented, which obviously is a draw. So even the pictures will take up whole pages. I think there's a picture for almost every recipe in here, so you can at least see what you're kind of getting yourself into. It's actually the #1 release according to Amazon for breakfast cookbooks. So this is definitely something I would want to take home for brunch. So that is Taste of Home Brunch Classics came out March 2nd. What's next on your list?
Well, I wonder why you or I always assign me the Mimosas cookbooks, because I love talking about mimosas. Small Bites, Mimosas and More by Publications International came out on February 18. It says discover dozens of delightful drinks and fun small plates, which, I just had a brilliant idea. What if I had a tapas brunch? Yay!
Oh, that's genius. I love it.
Besides mimosas, they teach you to make effervescent bellinis, champagne coolers, colorful cocktails like a pineapple mint rum julep. Something I wouldn't make because I'm allergic to ginger, but the rest of you might like making a ginger cucumber limeade or a Camembert cooler. Ooh. And they also have recipes for finger foods, which I often forget to add at brunch because I'm just so focused on I have to have eggs and good bread. But one of the suggestions they make is brandy-soaked scallops early in the morning. No, thank you. And they also teach you to make spicy Korean chicken wings. Again, maybe not the first early morning choice I would make.
Right.
But other than that, adorable fun book, Small Bites, Mimosas and More, that came out on February 18.
Well, the next book on the list for me is Lazy Day Brunches.
I love being lazy.
I know. I'm like, actually, that's the only thing I think of with brunch is lazy days. Like they go together. It's perfect. So it's Lazy Day Brunches, relaxed recipes for the morning. It comes out March 30th. So I know it's a really close call. It's very close to Easter, but if it ships quickly, you could probably get it before Easter. So this has been on my radar for a while. This book has a bunch of recipes that were curated by the food experts at Ryland Peters and Small, and they just look really, they have like a mix of elegance, really elegant recipes, really rustic ones, or just like some different kind of recipes. Like I am a huge fan of grapefruit. So one of the recipes on here is pink grapefruit with vanilla sugar. Very simple, but very tasty sounding.
Or you could put colored sparkling sugar on top and it would look awesome.
Oh my God, that's awesome, especially for Easter.
Or edible glitter.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
So a lot of these, there's 65 recipes. It's more of a modern take on brunch. So, a little more than just the traditional eggs benny with the ham slice, like up the game with like some salmon or, even a California style one. Each chapter has a list of the recipes they are going to be included in the chapter, which I kind of like, because sometimes I'll be like, okay, so this is an egg chapter. What exactly is in the egg chapter? So it kind of lists everything out, so you can either skip or go ahead and do a deep dive on each chapter. So that is Lazy Day Brunches, Relaxed Recipes for the Morning, coming out March 30th, so be quick, by Ryland Peters and Small.
You know what? Considering that Easter is April 4 and my birthday is April 2, birthday hint!
Ooh.
So,
yes.
The next book I wanted to talk about makes me a little sad to say the title. It's Food Between Friends, a cookbook. I'm sorry, I miss hosting parties for my friends because of the pandemic, but it's coming back. We're going to be able to. Oh,
soon. Oh, come on, vaccine.
This book is by best friends Jesse Tyler Ferguson, the star of Modern Family, and recipe developer Julie Tanis. And they're paying homage to their hometowns, whipping up modern California food with Southern and Southwestern spins in their debut cookbook. Now, they go far, far beyond just brunch recipes, but you could spend the entire day celebrating on Easter, which I would love to do if my friends could come over. That would be so great. They mesh cuisines in a really fun and relaxed way and set a friendly mood for their friends. I love it. I'm going to peek inside the table of contents if I can and see what they're... Ooh, beautiful photography. They say that brunch is not just a Sunday thing. Chapter 2 is called Wittily, Ain't Nobody Here But Us Chickens. The next chapter is Beef with Little Pork and Lamb. There's a page on sopapillas, yum, which I've never made at home. There's a chapter called Gone Fishing. There's an entire chapter called Meatless Mondays for every day of the week. I love that.
Yeah.
Then they take a taco break. Who doesn't love tacos? Then they have a chapter called Serve With and an entire section on biscuits. And then they move on to sweet things and then starters, drinks, and dranks. What's the difference between a drink and a drank? Is that like quantity or slurring amount?
It's quantity. Like drink is like, it's a double versus a single.
And I have to laugh because the very last section is called You Deserve Butter. Yes, I do. I sounded angry. I'm sorry. Don't try and take my butter away. So that was Food Between Friends, a cookbook, which came out on March 9. What's your next book, Katie?
My next book is the Great British Baking Show Love to Bake Cookbook. It came out December 22nd, but I really like this, Great British Baking Show, or the Great British Bake Off, is a fantastic show. It's one of my favorites.
So relaxing to watch it. Oh, so pretty.
Exactly. And that's perfect because I think that celebrating the holidays should be relaxing.
And not a competition, and some people think it is.
I know. And that's why I love it so much. So I actually like it because the chapters are they're named for getting together. So the chapter names are like gatherings is one chapter, celebrations, community, just because, and little bakes. And I think that's really cute. So they're really focusing on community and being together. And it's done by the people that were the contestants for the 2020 Great British Bake Off. So those guys, which I think they had a very special I guess they had a very unique show because they were filming during 2020.
Yeah.
So they provide some easy like sweet bakes and savory bakes. And I know so if you're like me, I end up doing everything last minute. And sometimes it's better to just find something to kind of throw together. And it might take a little bit of time and you throw it in the oven and then it's all done. And it's a huge batch of something. And I love that. So being able to take some stuff from like the masters is a great idea, in my opinion. So there's a lot of new and exciting recipes that are accessible for us. I know it doesn't seem like it would be, because the show, they make these elaborate dishes.
Yes.
So it's actually really approachable. And there's like cute things like chai cookies. They have some cakes. I think they have some savory pies, and then of course they've got like some fancier dishes in here too. But yeah, it's a really cute book. So that's the Great British Baking Show. Love to Bake. It came out December 22nd. What's next on your list?
I have one final cookbook left to talk about this week in this minisode, and it's called Let's Brunch, 100 Recipes for the Best Meal of the Week. Came out September 8. September 8, 2020. It's by Belinda Smith Sullivan. She encourages us to lend a little Southern hospitality to our brunch menu with 85 flavor-packed recipes for breakfast and brunch, including front porch-worthy libations. And now I'm angry that I don't really have a front porch.
Aww.
I want to sit on a front porch sipping. And in fact, I have a can of Jack something lemonade with peach in it, which has alcohol, and I should sit on the front steps and sip it today because it's sunny. Anyway, I digress. The author is a chef, food writer, and spice blends entrepreneur. She has a culinary arts degree from Johnson and Wales University, and she also writes a monthly column for both South Carolina Living and Bella Magazine. And I'm going to peek inside at the contents, and I'm going to get hungry when I do so. Oh, I immediately see a whole bunch of pastries with delicious pecans on them. Breads and toppings, starters, egg dishes, soups, salads, and sandwiches, vegetables and sides, pasta and casseroles, main courses and meats, desserts, and brunch cocktails. That could definitely cover an all-day-long Easter celebration.
Absolutely.
Love it. That was Let's Brunch by Belinda Smith Sullivan. And I believe Katie has one final cookbook to chat with you about.
Yep. It is called Beautiful Brunches, the complete cookbook. Over 100 sweet and savory recipes for breakfast and lunch. Brunch! Surprise! It came out March 9 by the Cider Mill Press. So as per usual with Cider Mill Press, the chapters are fairly basic, which is, appealing for people that just want to look for here's the sweet section, here's the savory section. So it makes it really cut and dry that way. It lists some classics like chicken and waffles, which I've never had and I really want to try. They've got like cobblers and quiches, and they even have a cocktails section. So they're really thinking about brunch in the proper way. Again, I actually think that these guys do a great job with making recipes that might seem really complicated. Like, for instance, chicken and waffles. I personally have not attempted to do it because it's the morning and I don't know if I want to do that in the morning. But every time they've come out with a cookbook, it seems like a lot of their recipes are really easy and approachable, and it doesn't feel so stressful when dealing with them. And that's perfect for Easter, in my opinion. There are huge photos in this as I'm just kind of looking through it. Just the cocktails, they look beautiful. Everything's just like really clear. They have some really essential tips, like how to make simple syrup, for instance, for this one. They've got mostly a lot of the basics. Nothing too crazy elaborate.
Did they suggest any pairings, like which exact cocktail or mimosa would you pair with chicken and waffles or with a quiche? That would be helpful.
That would be totally helpful. I'm not seeing anything like that unfortunately. That would be super awesome to have, though, for sure. But they've got a variety. Oh, go for it.
I just have to experiment with all of the drinks and see what happens.
Right. And there's the drink variety is so they've got like a pisco sour, they've got like a screwdriver is obviously one, and then like a tequila sunrise. So they've got like a variety of, you know, flavors there. And then their recipes kind of coordinate a little bit with that. You know, you've got like a corned beef hash for something. You've got breakfast tacos. So it covers a whole array of like different flavor profiles, which I appreciate. It's a really handy book to have, and it's really simple. On all the ingredients are readily available. There's 100 recipes in here. So that is Beautiful Brunches, the complete cookbook. It came out March 9th by Cider Mill Press. And that is the list for brunch cookbooks for Easter this week.
And now I'm fantasizing about having a taco bar brunch. That would be so fun.
Oh, man. Oh, I'm so
You
hungry.
could even do dessert tacos with little, you know, jelly Easter eggs in them. And you could cream open like a Cadbury egg, which is way too sweet for one person to eat. So you could chop it into little gooey pieces and put one piece on every dessert taco. That's my fantasy.
Oh, man, that's so cute. Hopefully no peeps. Peep tacos.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Actually, that would be a hilarious picture for Instagram. I dare someone to do that and then tag us. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yes. So thank you for listening to our episode on spring, Easter, and brunch cookbooks here at Cookbook Divas. Please follow our channels as you prefer. We're on Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube under Cookbook Divas. And we have a website and blog where you can read our cookbook reviews and watch more of my cookbook videos. Goodbye and happy Easter.